Nearly 3 years ago, SBS World News spoke with 3 small business owners who were hopeful marriage equality would help business. So, 1 year to the day since federal parliament passed same-sex marriage legislation, we revisited them to find out if it has.
This bill has been agreed to, the Prime Minister.
A moment in history witnessed by Alex Greenwich after leading the campaign for a decade.
Quite an overwhelming feeling of joy, but also of relief.
He says love ultimately won.
5,500 same-sex couples have got married. That's more than 100 each week.
Also winning, small businesses.
The average cost of a wedding in Australia is around $20,000. You do the math, that's a huge contribution to the small business sector.
Celebrant Melissa Sonsini has presided over 120 ceremonies this year.
I have seen an increase of about 20% in the numbers of weddings I'm doing.
19 of them have been same-sex marriage, but she's expecting a lot more.
It takes a lot of time to plan a wedding, and I'm seeing more and more inquiries come through for next year and the year after, because to get a good venue takes about 2 years.
With same-sex marriage now legal in Australia, some overseas same-sex couples are coming here to have their ceremonies.
I've been contacted by couples living in Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines and Korea thus far. So in the last 3 months, they have all come to Sydney.
Adding to Frank's growing photography schedule, with bookings doubling. Previously, 80% of his clients were opposite sex. Now, 80% are same-sex.
I have almost half the calendar already booked for next year, and we also have 2020 bookings already coming in.
Meaning he's had to get some help.
I have employed 3 more photographers on a contract basis.
Revenue at Chelsea Abraham's catering venture rose by a quarter.
It got large where it got to a point where I was unable to kind of solely do everything myself.
She's still the head chef, but collaborated with a colleague who has taken an ownership stake in the business.
I look after all the operation in front of house mainly of the business, since obviously there was a significant growth.
Despite the landmark legislation, it's still a rocky road for some seeking to publicly formalise their relationships.
I have done weddings also that are a little bit private because couples are afraid of being looked at by the public, stared at, which is a bit of a shame. It shouldn't be. Marriage is marriage, and 2 people in a committed relationship should be able to enjoy that and celebrate it with their family and friends.
That's the day in finance.